Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bacchus OSL. This is the round of 36. I am Steve, here with Matt. It's Matt and Steve, and we're bringing you the OSL Group H. We have Kwanro versus Casey. We just watched Kwanro take Casey out in Game 1. What do you think is going to happen here on Outsider?
Well, I think I'm getting pumped from Kelly Clarkson, first of all, and on Outsider, being a small three-player map, we see a lot of small builds, especially from Zerg. Two hatchery builds, let's, get some quick lings across the map, stuff like that. We also have seen in the past some, burrow play with lings to try to sneak them around back, stuff like that. It's interesting because this map has actually favored Terran by 2 games. Obviously, there's not a lot of games that have been played. It's favored Terran, which I wouldn't expect because there is the lava in the middle of the map where you die instantly if you touch, where you can't build either. Of course, I joke about that. But I would expect a map like this to be more Zerg favored. But it's still kind of up in the air. So I don't think there's really any sort of strong map advantage for this. Other than, as a Terran, you can kind of protect your expansion a little bit with tanks, which, could help out, in the 10 minutes into the game. So, anyways, standard start off here, we do have Casey, the Terran, in teal, and then Kwanro, the Zerg, in whatever, green, I think. That's always nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, green. All right, Zerg is in green. So, I guess Kwanro could try to cheese if he wanted to, and go for, an early pool or something like that. Well, that's not really cheesing. Maybe 9 pull it up or something, but I honestly, I think we might see just another quick expansion.
Well, we might actually see 9 pull. I think we saw 9 pull or overpull on this map before. Like you said, it's been a lot of 2-hatch builds. And what I would like to see more from the Terran on this map is more drops. Hey, white people in the audience,
how's it going, guys?
I would like to see more dropships. I really think for a Terran to be successful on this map, they gotta go M&M. I think they should go M&M, and they've got to get dropships because that's how you win TVZ, is use the mobility of the Terran to go around and take out bases. And these expansions on the side are so susceptible to, drops and just attacks are so hard to defend that you think Terran will take advantage of that. But what Zergs have been doing, it looks like we are going to see probably a 12-hatch Overlord coming out there with a couple more drones. What Zergs have been doing is just, like you said, being really aggressive, doing 2-hatch builds, and they don't give the Terran time to be able to even get to really drop ships or whatever.
Right.
So Terran's just got to play defensive, get a bunker up maybe. You can see he's already walling off at his natural expansion area, so it looks like that's exactly what he's trying to do. But Terran's just got to play defensive and just, get that little ball up of medic marines and hope there aren't guardians and ultras.
What in the hell? What a piece of meat, boy.
Is that Casey?
I don't even know what to say. It didn't look like Casey. Maybe a less manly Casey from earlier in the years. By the way, Casey actually won an OSL 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. Back before he was cursed with the Air Force. But that's just kind of some interesting fact for you. So, Casey's been around a long time. He's played 3 times as many games as Kwanro has. Both, about the same stat-wise. I would say Kwanro's a little bit higher, a little bit better player now. But Casey wasn't somebody to mess with back in the day. Now, we do see a good wall, although I don't know if that gap... There's a little gap between the supply depot. We're going to see the early gas again. It might be the same thing. Last game, he just used it to get 100 gas to build a factory and to make 1 vulture. So we may just see a vulture go out. Vultures are a little bit better for harass since this is a smaller map. So. There's the hatch.
You mentioned Casey, he is an old school player, and like you said, he has a lot more games. Let's mention the stats a little bit just because we haven't covered that. Casey is actually best against Zerg. He's 58.7% or something like that.
That's impressive.
Against Zerg, so that's almost 60%. That's actually, that's good by anybody's standards. Now he's garbage against Protoss. He's 26%. He's 47% against Terran, so very average there. But this is actually his best matchup, so... it's possible that Casey could pull a win against Kwanro. They're both... Kwanro's B class, Casey's C, I don't know, Air Force status
Air
class.
Force class.
Which is its own class of its own.
Not
no
a good
offense
one.
to some of the...
Yeah.
There's some good players in Air Force, you get Reach and, what's his name? Anytime?
Anytime,
Not bad. They're not bad. It looks like, again, we are going to see a layer coming up already before the 3rd hatchery. So we're going to see a 2 hatchery build, and for Terran, like you said, again, we're going to see maybe a mech build, at least some vultures or something to come out and harass.
I'm just hoping we see Casey do some harassment, because on a map like this, it's not that difficult to harass, and he's kind of microing his SCV there around there a little bit. It's not that difficult to harass on this now. Notice how Casey is going full time on gas. He had one SCV there, so I wasn't really sure what he was doing, but he is full on now, so we are going to see a mech build. He is going to go with a starport. Obviously, I'm hoping the starport is the drops. I'm hoping we see the start of a fantasy build and see a vulture drop, because I think that's what he needed and that's what he missed. Although we are going to see Kwanro going Mutalisk, which can counter a dropship fairly quickly. So I think that Kwanro has a good build to counter this build we see coming up from Casey, at least right now in the early game.
Casey just needs to he's going to have to get turrets up quick. I think that should be kind of a standard part of this build, because he's not going to have anything out to fend off against anti-air. He's got a good wall, but it's not like he's going to build Goliath, I doubt, so he does have a Wraith coming out. But like you said, there's Engineering Bay going up, so maybe his timing will be pretty good. But again, 2-hatch mutas are so fast. I think, though, if he can just get a couple turrets up and hold off the mutas, he can be in a good spot to then, if he does want to switch and build a dropship and make some Medic Marines, he can still do that. Right. Like you said, he's been pretty committed to just getting gas. It looks like Kwanro's going to go down here and sneak a drone for the minerals. Got that on the first try. Oh. And it's probably just going to be for an expansion, it looks like, the way he's setting it up there.
Yeah, the corner expansions are popular because obviously you can only get to them through air. So that's actually not a bad move at all. So he is going to try to get that. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's the same. I'm just shaking my head because I see an armory up going up again, and it's going to be Valkyries again probably. And he didn't get the vulture. He put the machine shop down, on his factory, so he's not getting the vulture out. So I guess he's just going towards tanks and Valkyries. It's kind of strange. There's no Medic Marines, so again, he's got to have turrets up. It's going to be his only defense, and it looks like mutas are already on the way. We've got 6 or 7 mutas there coming up, and right now turrets going up in good enough time, but let's make sure he puts more. He's doing this whole, only 2 turrets thing again. He needs a 3rd or 4th up there, I really think, to hold that off. One Wraith going to come in and get probably a drone, maybe, before they Scourge kill it.
Yeah, Casey pretty much doing the exact same build. The one variation is he is getting a control tower right now, and it's getting it a lot earlier. We do see the Mutalisk coming in. Obviously, one turret's not going to do jack. A couple turrets aren't going to do jack. If a Valkyrie were to pop out right now, it wouldn't do jack. So, to be totally honest, I don't really know. There's a Valkyrie. Let's see what he can do with the Valkyrie. Obviously, Casey's Valkyrie micro. He has nothing to... There's not even enough turret. Okay, there we go.
Casey's turret placement, I think, is just bad. I mean, why doesn't he have turrets behind his mineral line? That Valkyrie actually doing a lot of damage though now. These Mulas going to have to be careful. Oh. They do take it out, but see, now they're going to have pretty much free reign. Casey put 2 turrets next to his starport and factory like he was really trying to protect his Valkyries when they come out, but you got to protect your mineral lines. It does look like there's not too many Mutalisks back for Kwanro, so I guess that was enough. Good amount of turrets in his natural expansion. It looks like probably 4 or 5 Mutalisks. I guess 4 Mutalisks left. And